Hey friends and family, thank you so much for joining me for another video. If you're new to my channel, I am Farmer C, the CEO of GHF Farms. I started a 15-acre medicinal plants farm from scratch in North Carolina. And if you're interested in more of the backstory on that, then you can check the playlist out. I'll try to remember to put a card up. Today, I want to talk about something I get asked about a lot, and especially now as I'm being more open about our farm's financial, I won't say success, our financial growth, So I officially took the helm of this business in July of 2019, following separation and then eventually divorce. And I had never farmed at an executive level before. I've never been a farm owner. I grew up on a farm, around a farm. Excuse me, y'all. My nose is itching. It's cold in here. You can see I'm bundled up. I have my space heaters on, but it takes a minute for them to heat up, and that's just part of... Hold on, y'all. I smell something. Okay. I'm always careful with these space heaters. But that's just part of, being a startup farm and having to gradually upgrade and improve and expand. A year ago, we didn't even have this cabin here, so I'm not complaining. But it does take a minute to warm up, and it's like in the 30s today. It's pretty chilly out there. But I did want to go ahead and get y'all this video. So that was the case in 2019. And in that process, I had to really figure out who the farm was going to be, what the farm was going to be, how it was going to serve. Initially, when it was very first started in March of 2018, the thought was that it would be a hemp farm. We are not a hemp farm. I know a lot of people put us in that bucket. We are not a hemp farm. We grow medicinal plants, and we grow several medicinal plants. And hemp is one of those plants. We love cannabis, but we also love many other beautiful plants. We love Camellia sinensis, and we love our hibiscus and our holy basil and all the other things that we grow. And so we grow these items, and we create... Hold on. Let me grab some stuff. This might be some old packaging. This is some of my stuff, my packaging that I use around here. So it's kind of beat up. But we have our own line of medicinal products. And I'll make sure that link, I think, is always in the description box. And so because we have our own line of branded products, we sell those on the market and we make profits. So the number one way, did I tell y'all what I'm talking to y'all about? I don't know if I told you. Did I? I'm going to tell you the ways that we actually make money around here, how we have been able to become a farm that has experienced 6 figures in revenues, and will be experiencing the same this year. Now, people get caught up when they hear 6 figures. Oh my gosh, you got 6 figures, 6 figures. Don't get me wrong. 6 figures is considerable and it means something, but it's not the be all end all. And even though my farm has yielded 6 figures in revenues, that's not profits. Like, that's not net, rather, I should say. That's not our net revenues. We are 6-figure gross revenues. We still have bills to pay. I have, wages to pay. I have insurances and permitting and utilities and buying equipment and getting infrastructure put in. So don't get all caught up when people are like, oh, it's a 6-figure company. And some of them try to trick you. They'll be like, it's a 6-figure brand, because what they've done is they have valued their brand at 6 figures. And I ain't saying it ain't worth 6 figures, but it makes it seem like they bringing in 6 figures when they're not. But anyway, so the primary way we make money is we grow, we produce, and we sell our own line of products, as opposed to we could sell bulk. We could sell, and we may get into that at some point. We do now sell, in addition to direct to consumer, we do have our products with a few partners who distribute our products as well. So they buy it from us at wholesale cost, and then they sell it to their customers with a markup. So when we do that, we sell for a cheaper price to them, but they're buying more volume. So we are doing that as well. I think that's B2C. No, I'm sorry. That's B2B, business to business. And then we sell straight to the consumer, B2C. So that's the primary way that we make money. Another way that we make money, actually, the first way that we started to generate money was through public speaking. I can speak pretty well, and when I want to, but I'm comfortable with public speaking. It's something that I got from my mother. And when we initially started the farm, and I'm saying we because it's a family farm, even though the players have changed. When we initially started the farm, the fact that there were so few Black farmers in the cannabis space, and especially because I was a Black woman farmer, that was a story at the time. So those opportunities were able to be optimized, and I was able to garner some revenues by doing public speaking. If that's not your bag, then don't worry about it. I'm just sharing with you how we were able to generate some revenues, and maybe you have some other skill that you can bring to the table, right? So you'll focus on that and bring that to the table. If you're an accountant, you can do accounting for farmers. There's a need. So you can maybe use your current skill set as much as possible. Look at that to see how you can generate revenues. My skill set, my background is marketing. I'm now a professional development officer, fundraiser. I connect with funders that have resources and want to invest philanthropically in certain programs and initiatives. My specialty is the environment. So I help people give to the environment. That's what I do for my day job. So that goes to the second thing with sources of revenue, because I am a fundraiser, and I've basically worked all areas of fundraising, from grant writing for federal, state funding, up to what I'm doing now, working with individuals. I use that skill set to be able to go after grant opportunities that aligned with our farm's mission. So that was another area of revenues that we were able to really optimize and capitalize on. So I write grants and I write proposals. I've gotten corporate funding. I've gotten federal funding. I've gotten state government funding. And that has helped us, especially with some of our infrastructure projects, more so than anything. I have not gotten a grant to start a farm. I don't know of a grant to start a farm, at least not government. Maybe there are some private ones out there. I don't know. I haven't run across those, but I have been able to use that funding, leverage it with our profits and other sources of revenues to be able to build our farm and scale that much faster. So we have products that we sell. We have generating income from like speaking engagements. And I'm going to include in that teaching. I teach workshops. And so when I teach workshops, I typically do it for an organization that pays me to teach that workshop. And so that is a source of revenue as well. Not as much. That is a smaller amount, but it is revenue. And then lastly, revenue comes in from, I'm going to put these together, but they're two separate things. Actually, I'm going to do that, and then I have another one. So another source of revenue that's not coming in right now, but used to come in, was I had digital courses for sale, where I basically encapsulated and packaged all of my lessons learned in starting up a farm from scratch, and created a digital course. And that digital course I did sell. It was called Big Hemping. I don't have that available right now anymore. One, the information is outdated. Two, the vision for my farm has expanded. So I feel that there are other people out there that can talk specifically about starting a hemp farm better than I can, because I don't solely focus on hemp. But that did generate revenue for the farm, and for a while it generated a nice little piece of revenue. So that was great, and that's something to think about as well. That leads to one of my other revenue sources. So I do have a membership club called So Green Society, where I work with aspiring and current women and femme identifying farmers and gardeners. And so they pay a set price monthly, and it's on a recurring basis. And so that allows me to have a more reliable a source of income, that I have a good idea, knowing what the attrition rates are and retention, etc. A good idea of how much is coming in from that source. So that has been a great source of revenue. And it's also been one of the ways that I give back, because I don't charge nearly what I could be charging. Like, I'm meeting mostly weekly with them on Thursdays for a couple of hours and bringing in master classes and stuff like that. So I keep that price very affordable because I want to make it accessible, but I also want it to be something that people are investing in, because if they don't want to pay anything, then they can watch these YouTube videos. That's the purpose of the YouTube videos, for people who may not be able to invest or looking for free resources to provide value as well. But for those who want to have a deeper dive with me, they are part of my membership club, which I open up at certain times, because I try to keep the number of members reasonable, because it is high touch. Hold on, that's my tea going. One of my dearest friends gifted me this teapot. So grateful. This tea that I'm having actually is, I don't even know what to call it. It's tea from, like, I guess I call it dump tea. That doesn't sound good, right? Dump tea. But it's essentially like when I make a batch and I have some left over, I kind of just dump it in this little container, and, you know, it's all good grown herbs. So, yeah. So, hold on. Let me get this back right. Okay. So, oops. There we go. So while this is steeping, my last way that we bring in revenue, and this is not necessarily a significant portion, but it's very meaningful and impactful. We have a Patreon, and there are people who have been giving to our Patreon for, oh my gosh, since almost the beginning. And that's just mind-blowing, because I don't post on Patreon. I'm saying that. And you can't convict me more than I convict myself about that. I don't post on Patreon. I do hope to do a better job of that in 2022. But they've still consistently been giving. So to all of our patrons, you all are MVPs, for real. Thank you. And that amount of money that we have coming in from Patreon is actually enough to pay our utilities at the farm, our electrical bill each month. So it does help and have impact. We're so grateful for it. We're careful to not brand ourselves as like a nonprofit or a charity organization. Because from my experience in the marketing and communication space, You know, once a customer has put you into a box, you've been categorized, it can be very challenging for them to see you in a different way. And we want your target money. We want you to be able to go to a store and consciously purchase brands, you know, to go in and with intention purchase some herbal teas from a Black woman farmer and be a conscious capitalist, as opposed to dipping into, you know, a different emotional reserve, you know, dipping into it could be from empathy, it could be from feeling bad, could be from guilt, could be from a lot of things. But there are nonprofit organizations out there that if people want to give philanthropically, that are highly worthy and deserving and doing great work. We are a for-profit company, so we want to be categorized as such. We are a for-profit company that puts our consciousness before capitalism and put our principles before profits. We do that, but you know, we are for profit. We're not a nonprofit. So Patreon allows people who want to just be able to make that investment in us in a meaningful way, in an impactful way. And we do value it. We do appreciate it. So I usually leave all that information for everything should be in the description box. If I forget something, let me know. But those are the ways that we generate revenues at, you know, I would say at this point, except for the digital course. I don't have that right now, but I do plan on doing a different one at some point. They can be time and labor intensive, but big payoff. Great way to get passive income coming in. But the others are still ways that we generate support for, or generate revenues for our farm. So yeah, that's it. I hope this was helpful. And if you have questions, of course, leave them down below. I do like to engage as much as possible with those who take the time to comment, because I do appreciate when you take time to comment and let me know that you came through. It does inspire and motivate me to keep producing content. So thank you for those who do that. And I'm going to end this right now because it has gotten warm up in here. I'm going to get out of this jacket and get in here and knock out some work. So be sure to like and subscribe if you're feeling the vibe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.